I want you to close your eyes and imagine yourself curled up on your sofa with a steaming cup of tea in hand. No one's home but you. You hear the tap, tap, tap of the rain on your window. The room is dim. All the lights are off, except for the light coming from your TV in front of you. It's just you, your blanket, your tea, and your Netflix, or Crave, or Crunchyroll, or Paramount, or YouTube. Whatever you watch. The point is, it's just you and your show. And in honor of that, I'm going to be ranking, rating, reviewing every single show that I've watched in 2025. The general criteria to make it onto the list was you must be a show that I've watched and in 2025. I for sure forgot some because I don't keep track of everything that I've watched. Well, actually, no. I keep track of all the dramas that I've watched. So like K-dramas, J-dramas, C-dramas, T-dramas. Like I keep that, like a list of that in like my notes. But like for anything Western, I don't keep track of at all. And that's why it's not everything that I've watched. It's just the shows. So I wrote everything down on like my notepad, and from everything that I could remember, there's actually not that much. There's only like 35. I decided not to do things that I didn't finish. So like if I didn't finish the show, you're okay. I think I'm gonna mention them, but I'm not gonna like review them and talk about it. So since it's not everything, like obviously the number is much smaller. 27. Number 1 was When the Phone Rings. I did not finish that. Number 2 was Karma. Karma was actually pretty good. So the premise of it was basically like this crime takes place, and like I think it's like 6 people are kind of like intertwined with it, and then like they all have to like face themselves, and it's all like this perspective and this perspective. 6 out of 10. Number 3, When Life Gives You Tangerines. Again, this is not in order, but okay, I'm gonna move this mic somewhere else. Nice. Like I'm pretty sure it's critically acclaimed. Like I remember it won like an award. Basically it's just talking about this couple, like this husband and wife, like from since they were kids, them growing up together and like falling in love, and like their love from beginning till end of basically their entire relationship. And it's so beautiful. I need a moment. 11 out of 10. Number 4, Squid Game season 3. I forgot that came out this year. I don't know which one I like better, season 1 or season 2. No. I like season 1 better, but season 2 was like okay. Season 3 was there being like an American like I didn't like it. I give it a 3 out of 10. Maybe even like a 2.5. Number 5, Mercy for None. I remember not liking that much. Like it was a lot of action. It was really nice to like visually. What's the show about? I don't remember. Revenge something. That's what I remember. I go 4. Number 6, Better Late Than Single. Okay, Better Late Than Single is a reality TV show. Like you just never had like a real relationship, and then they basically like fix you up for 6 weeks. Like you have a mentor. And okay, if you've watched Singles Inferno, it's kind of like the whole thing where it's like the panel of a panel of celebrities is watching the show, and then you're watching them watch the show. Except it's more personal because the panel of celebrity judges, each of them had like a couple of contestants that they trained to help them not be single. The appearance, confidence, physical, everything, like change lifestyle. It was a pretty good watch. I actually kind of liked it. 5.7. Number 7, Weak Class Hero season 1 and 2. Like, I'm still getting Weak Class Hero edits to this day because it's so good. 11.3 out of 10. Friendly Rivalry. I did not finish it. Oh my gosh, I just remembered I didn't put this on the list. Y'all know, like in the summer you had K-pop Demon Hunters, and the voice actor. Not only is he Canadian. That's how I feel every time I see an actor or someone famous like worldwide and they're Canadian. He was the main lead in Business Proposal, and I watched Business Proposal way back when. I feel like everybody was rewatching Business Proposal. Basically, it's about this girl whose friend has to go on blind dates because her dad said so, but then the friend doesn't want to go, so the girl goes in her place and like pretending to be the friend, and he's like, oh, and the friend's like, oh, can you pretend to be me and be really really bad so the guy doesn't want to marry me, and pretends to be really really bad, except the guy just needs to get married, but then it turns out that the guy is actually her boss, like at her work, like the top dog, and then she has to like hide from him in work, and it's just like it's good. Watch it. 7.8 out of 10. I love it. Trauma Code Heroes on Call made me want to become a doctor. And I remember filling out my university application, and I was like, yo, bro, like, should I just like become like a doctor, bro? This show almost set me up for failure, bro. Like, I was really thinking about like, yo, I should become a nurse or like a doctor. Like, the trauma unit at a hospital is doing really bad, so then they get in this guy. He usually works like around the world, like as a doctor, to come and help and fix up the trauma unit. And he has this very like unorthodox approach, and then he's kind of like inspires this young boy who's like under him to like become work in the trauma unit. 11.5 out of 10. Number 10, Trigger. Trigger is about basically, if you don't know, guns are illegal in Korea. Someone is randomly distributing guns, like they're sending civilians guns in the mail, and it's always happens to be people who are like extremely depressed or something like they're just not mentally stable, and obviously they end up using the guns. We're trying to figure out how to make that not happen. When the culprit got revealed, I started liking it less. It should be an 8, but it's a 7.8 out of 10. Number 11, Alice in Borderland Season 3. I was so disappointed. Something happens, and a bunch of people are teleported to an alternate dimension, and they have to play these games or they die. And if they lose the games, they also die. Arisa and Usagi getting together, being married. I love that they were married together. She was sometimes they like to edge you and be like, are they together? Or are they not together? Everything else I didn't like. I didn't like the new character, that wheelchair guy. He was not necessary. Oh, I'm not ableist, guys. All the past characters were just like Snapchat at the end, like in therapy, talking to Arisu, and they're like, remember me? Remember me? Remember, that's literally what it was giving. Okay, it was not that bad, but then season 1 and 2 were so good that this one, in comparison, being attached to them, just anger. 4.5 out of 10. Number 12, Crash Landing on You. Like, what? You've never watched Crash Landing on You? No, I never watched it, but I'm so glad I finally did. It was so good. The ending, I didn't really like it, but like at the same time, what other ending would there be? I would not have come up with that ending. My ending would be worse, because like, how do you end it? Because basically the premise of the show is like this chaebol, and she gets into like a paragliding accident, and there's like a big storm, everything's cut off. She ends up in North Korea, ends up getting saved by a military dude, and this military dude is obviously really really hot. Is obviously really really attractive, and it's obviously a love scenario. They fall in love and it's beautiful, but except she's South Korean and he's North Korean. How's it gonna go? And he's a part of the military, and his dad is a big military person, and she's like a very famous South Korean. Like, it's not just like some random South Korean, like, oh, what? She's literally a North Korean. Like, you can't. She's famous, bro. How are they gonna make it work? Watch and find out. This woman at my church, and it's her favorite drama, and she told me I should watch it, and it was, thank you. 8.6 out of 10. Number 13, As You Stood By. It's about a woman who is a victim of domestic violence from her husband, and then her best friend finds out. They make a plan to unalive him, and they do. Of course, he's like super famous. He's real connects with his family. His sister's a police officer, but she's super corrupted. How do you make him disappear? You can't just the guy and then just that's your husband, bro. You're suspect number one. And they end up like getting someone to pretend to be him, and that person backstabs. It's a whole thing. But instead of letting them get away with the murder, they get caught. She confesses, and I actually do like that, because I feel like there's a lot of times in things like this where someone is a victim of a very vile action, and then they kill their abuser, and then like they get away with it, and it's just like, I understand when we're supposed to be like we're rooting for them. Obviously, you want them to get away with it. Like even me, I'm like, girl, no, like the police is about to catch you type thing. But at the same time, you still took a life. So I do like that in the end, she does go to jail. I think she confesses, but then they show her life after that. Like she gets out of jail, and then we see a little montage, and it was really cute. I really liked it. 8.8 out of 10. Number 14, Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl took up half of my life this year. I watched Gossip Girl for the first time, and it was not the best thing I've ever watched, but it was like, how did I not watch this before? Like, how? Okay, first of all, this is for y'all who hate Nate Archibald. Why y'all hating on my boy Nate? All the characters got hate from me every now and then. My favorite, obviously, my girl Blair. I loved her. I loved her down. But sometimes I was like, girl, stop. But my boy Nate, I never hated on him. And I don't want to hear anybody hating on my boy Nate Archibald. I don't want to, I could go on and on about Gossip Girl. Like I said, it did take up half my life this year. It was not peak, but I really enjoyed watching this. The rating's not about cinematography. It's about how much I enjoy watching it, okay? 8.4 out of 10. No, that's too high. That's too high. 6.8 out of 10. I just thought of another show that I watched. The Runarounds. I watched that this summer. I think that you're pretty cool. Do you want to see me? Because I want to see you. It was not good, but it was just so teenage summery. Like, oh, I just realized I didn't tell you what Gossip Girl's about, but like, if you don't know what Gossip Girl's about, like, girl, lock in. But the Runarounds, yeah. So basically, it's about these teenagers, and it's their summer after senior year, so the summer before university, and they are part of this band, 2010 garage band vibe, and they basically want to make their band happen. Yeah, and that's basically it. Those boys can sing. Those boys can sing. I know I'm glazing it up so much, but it honestly wasn't that good. 3.9. Back. Number 15, Motorheads. That little Australian boy, the blonde one, Josh McQueen. More than a feeling. More than a feeling. But Josh McQueen was so good in it. The premise. These two siblings or twins, they moved back to their mom's small hometown. Their dad was a criminal. He was a getaway driver when he was like 16 years old or something like that. And then they find his old car in their uncle's old garage, and they want to fix it up and become racers on the streets. Yeah, it was actually pretty nice. I did enjoy watching it. I watched it with my friend when she was braiding my hair, not this hair, but yeah, it was really nice. Apparently they're not making a new season. Why? I Yo, my dad's not serious. 6.7. 6.7 out of 10. It was really nice. Number 16, Wayward. It was made in Canada. I didn't like it. It was like weird. I don't even know what to describe it as. The way I felt watching it was, imagine Beef or even Mask Girl, like 2 episodes in. It's not bad, but it's like, what? Premise. Institution for young people, like young kids who are in the head, small country town, except the whole town is low-key a cult. And then like these two best friends end up there, and they're trying to get out and like figure out everything. But it's actually not that bad now that I think about it. No way, it's Canadian. It was made in Canada. Like me. So I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. Number 17, America's Sweethearts and Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders. And I want to see them perform one day. And I like that there's black people in it. Number 18, Boy Meets World. Sean and Angie together. I love that. I love that. Boy Meets World is about a boy. We're following Corey Matthews is the boy, and Sean Lewis is his best friend. And it's basically like a coming of age story, a bunch of seasons. It's really good. I think it's from grade 6 to like the 3rd or 2nd or last year of university. 9 out of 10. Good. Number 19, Stranger Things. Story time. I watched Stranger Things way back in grade 7. Like that's when I binged the whole thing. For some reason, when the last season came out, season 4, I believe, I thought that was the end. So I allowed myself to forget everything. So I was like, oh, like, even though the ending doesn't make sense for it to be the last season, like I don't know why I thought that. So when I found out there's gonna be a new season like a couple months ago, I was like, what? Excuse me? What? And I had to go rewatch the entire show because I allowed myself to forget. If you don't know what Stranger Things is about, bro, how do you not know? Like, yes, you do. Joss is gonna slime me for this, but it's just gonna get so mad at this rating, but 6.5 out of 10. 20 Adolescents. I did not really like it. It felt incomplete. I felt like, what was the point? If I had to write a response on adolescence for my English exam, I would cry. So basically, the premise is that this little boy, I think he's like 12 or 13 or something, he is arrested. He's accused of murdering this little girl in his class. Like, the experience of watching it was actually not that bad. I felt it was very emotional, but it was the type of thing that was like, oh my god, that was actually really good. Then after like 5 seconds later, you think about it and you're like, yo, it was actually not that good. Like 3 out of 10, bro. 21, Heartbreak High. And I liked it. It was just so teenager, so Australian. It's basically about these Australian high schoolers. That's it. 7.5. Ron Mahaf. It's an anime about this guy who gets cursed that every time he splashed with cold water, he turned into a girl. You know those weird animes that are just like, what the heck? It's actually not that bad. I actually kind of like it. It's really like nice, cutesy, fun vibes, kind of like romantic killer type vibes. 4.3 out of 10. Number 23. The final season of MHA. I'm just watched it and I'm not in the mental state to talk about it. My Hero Academia is top 5 new gen. I don't care. I know about the weird like Bakudeku slime, but like the show itself is so good. 9.5 out of 10. 5 Jenny and Georgia season 3. I like the season more than most people did, actually. I watched it twice. 5.5 out of 10. Number 24, Wednesday. If you don't know, okay, some days I'm just not explaining what they're about because like you should know what it's about. Wednesday. 4 out of 10. Good Morning Call. It's about this girl. Like, she moves into an apartment by herself, except that the landlord actually like sold it to 2 people. The person just so happens to be this really popular boy from her school, and then they have to hide that they're living together because also that's like really scandalous, and like they'd get kicked out of school if they found out they're living together, but they both need to live there because their parents moved away to the country or something and he has no parents. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. No, 5.4 out of 10. You season 5. Very disappointed. It was better than season 4. I hated season 4. Like, you should know what he was about. Stalker guy. 5 out of 10. Apothecary Diaries. It's basically about this girl that she's an apothecary. She gets kidnapped and ends up working as a slave in the rear palace, I think it is, and that's basically where all the emperor's concubines live. But then she's also like solving mysteries and like murders and stuff, and she's so cool. And then there's Jinshi, who's like the eunuch who works in the rear palace, and like they're working together. 8.3 out of 10. 29, EXO Kitty season 2. Didn't like it. I don't like what they did with Kitty's character. 3 out of 10. Not even 2.3 out of 10. Number 30, Emily in Paris. I watched it in the summer, so I really had no standards, but I generally don't really like that show. I find Emily insufferable. I find every single character to be insufferable. I do not like a single character. What about Alfie? I don't like him either. 2 out of 10. Number 31, The Summer I Turned Pretty. I want to say I disliked it, but I honestly didn't. Again, I watched it in the summer, and also I watched it with my sister. Anytime I'm watching a show with my sister, just makes it 10 times better because it's us watching it together. Like, whose team are you? I am team nobody. Jeremiah is my favorite brother, though. I'm not gonna say I liked it, but I enjoyed watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. You want to fight? 5 out of 10 because I did enjoy watching it. My Life with the Walter Boys. Hated watching it. Fell asleep. Boring. No. Weird. 1 out of 10. Actually, 0.5 out of 10. Number 33, Glee took up a quarter. I know that Gossip Girl took up half, but Glee took up a quarter of my 2025. It's so sad that there's only 4 seasons. When the whole entire May class had graduated from high school, it was just kind of weird. And then after that episode, it was just not the same. I tried to push forward, and then when they all kind of like started ending up in New York, I'm only gonna talk about the first 4 seasons. The first 4 seasons, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I really like Glee. And then the last 2 are actually ones that I'm currently watching, so I'm not gonna rate them because I'm obviously not done, but I'm gonna mention them. Number 34, The Price of a Confession. It's pretty good so far. And then number 36 is Dynamite Kiss. That is my 2025 wrapped. 36 shows watched and 28 shows finished. Okay, my top 5. That's going to be fair. Not in order. When Life Gives You Tangerines, Weak Class Hero Season 1 and 2, Trauma Code Heroes on Call, Glee, and obviously Gossip Girl, because I already said they took up half of my thing. There, in terms of how good it was, Boy Meets World would be there instead of Glee, but it didn't consume my thoughts as because I was rewatching Boy Meets World, so I didn't think about it as much. I recommend watching everything. What is the moral of the story? Do I watch too much TV? I don't think so, because my screen time is actually fairly low. I don't know. Hopefully my parents will not limit my phone access after this. Hopefully they will not block me from Netflix. Anyways, this was really fun. Bye guys.
あったけーパイナップルプル頭ポカポカアホばーっかー